Good morning, Levi. It's Friday, and I am here still at home. Spring break, incredibly busy. Everything has been going on, all the friends, all the places, all the things, so I have not gotten a video out to you. But I wanted to talk about something that I've recently started doing, which is playing Hades. Some of you might have remembered from my roguelike video. I talked about roguelikes and what they are roguelike. That was funny. No, it wasn't. But that video, I got a lot of comments on it that were like, hey, you should play Hades. And I was like, I don't know if I want to spend money because I'm cheap. But it was on sale. It was half off. My friend got it. He played it. He says it's amazing. And so I was like, okay, I guess I have to get it. So I did get it, and I've been playing it recently. I wanted to talk about something important in video games that a lot of people don't think about, but is actually like a very good indicator of whether or not a game will be good. Having fun movement in video games is so important to making that game good, at least in my opinion. I know there's a lot of people who, we'll get to it in a second, but there's a game that I don't particularly like specifically because of its movement, and a lot of people love that game, so that's fair. But at least for me, having fun movement in your video game makes it at least 10 times better. A specific example of this, obviously I'm bringing it up because Hades has really good movement, but Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Odyssey for the Nintendo Switch has incredible movement. Everything's snappy, everything feels really responsive, but it's also very forgiving and gives you a lot of options. That makes like just moving around the world a lot of fun, especially the way they design the worlds. You think about like New Donk City with the verticality is a lot of fun to just jump around because Mario's made to be in those spaces, and when those two things work together, the movement is incredible and it's so fun. Every once in a while I'll just be like, man, I want to play Mario Odyssey, and then I'll just run around and do like little hops and jumps, and it's like, this game is great. That's really all you need, is just to have fun movement, and it makes the game fun. Alternatively, on the same series, Mario Sunshine, I remember, if you guys remember actually, on the channel, I made a video about how excited I was for the Mario 3D Classics game, and that had Mario Sunshine in it. I was like, yeah, I can finally play Mario Sunshine. I haven't never gotten to, and I haven't beaten it still. The movement is so janky. It's like really fast at times and really sluggish at others. Like when you're using the hover pack, it's really sluggish, but Mario slips around a lot. It doesn't feel the most responsive. It just feels, it's very cobbled together, in my opinion, which I know a lot of people really like Sunshine, and I totally get it because it's cool. And honestly, I should give it another shot. But I found the movement really drug the game down and made it kind of, not that fun to play. But movement is an incredibly important part of making video games good. That's why I really like Hades. The movement is incredible unless you're playing with the bow, and the bow sucks. I've played with it once, so yeah, I haven't beaten it. I made it to like the 3rd place, but Hades is just so fun to control, and I'm having such a good time with it. It reminds me of Nuclear Throne, because Nuclear Throne, while it is way more basic and way more simplified, it was still really fun to control. Like, you had 3 moves. You could move, you use your weapon, and you could use your special ability, and all of those were fun. So, I mean, making good movement for your video game, if you have movement in your video game, is incredibly important to making it a good game. And I think even if the rest of the gameplay is bad, just being able to move around in the space that you've created with satisfying movement makes it a worthwhile game. There was one game that my friend Evan and I played, and I can't remember what it was called. Maybe I'll put it in the description if I find it. But that game was a lot like Hades in a way, where you had different archetypes, and it was a roguelike. And it was really fun to control. It was really short, but it was really fun to control. So while there wasn't that much to do in the game, we would still play it a lot together because it was fun to move the characters in the world. So if you're making a game, have good movement, because movement makes games. Levi, I will see you whenever.